Hello, this is Edna White. I am so glad you're with me today. Today, I want to talk about when you make peace with your worst case scenario, your fears disappear. And I tell you why. I had an experience, right? That if I got to a place in my life that I was comfortable, I would be afraid that something like, I forget what they say, but I think it's the Murphy's Law. What couldn't happen does happen. I got to that place where if I had everything was going smooth, I was always waiting for the other shoe to drop. So I was always, when it was good happening, I was waiting for the bad. But I found out when I made peace with what the worst case scenario was, and I was prepared for it, my fears disappeared. And also, the thoughts that the other shoe was going to drop or something bad was going to happen was something that I was creating. Now, my favorite way to overcome fears is to come face to face and jump into my fears head first. So I'm the first one, when I do have a fear, find out that I have a fear, recognize I have a fear, I jump right into it. I do not have any qualms about shutting down time and working on me. It's not a gentle way to overcome your fears. Like, okay, your fear of, I don't know, bugs. You introduce yourself with the least or the very gentlest insect, right? First. And you gradually go up, a month or two, until you get to the place where you're not so fearful of them. That's a gentle way. But when you face it head on, my experience with insects, and I'll keep it simple. I went to China, so we went to Beijing, my co-teachers and I, and they had all types of delicacies. They had ants, with honey, and they had tarantulas. So I conquered my fear. I went headlong into it, and I bit into a tarantula, a roasted tarantula. Tasted like licorice, though. But you get my example. You have to go face to face and jump right into it. Now, I'm not going to say I'm going to keep eating it, but I jumped right head on into it. And I conquered my fear of things that were different. Let me just say that. So I want to tell you also that I don't believe that we should overcome fear for the sake of overcoming fear. I believe that if something bothers you enough to stop you, to prohibit you from doing what you want to do in your life, then you need to conquer it. I believe we should only overcome fears which we want to overcome, not that we're forced to or we just to get over it. No. Just overcome them because you want to. I used to be fearful of getting on the camera years ago, right? Years ago. But I wasn't afraid to perform or speak in public. I wasn't afraid. It came naturally to me. But as soon as that camera came on and I heard my voice, I felt, ugh. So I was always hemming and hawing about it. I don't like the sound of my voice. I don't like the sound of my voice. But I decided to pick up my phone and start recording. Yes, I stuttered a lot. Yes, I made mistakes, but I kept on going. I made a good decision to take that first video and create something in my life. I overcame my fear of being on camera. So my desire to share that about mindset, it overrode all of my fears. So I'm telling you this today, that Your fears are something that you could overcome because it's a mindset. When your message is stronger than your fear, that's when you feel most inclined to do something. See, my message of how to change your mindset, my message to the women who are going through different stressful situations, the message around business owners or entrepreneurs, I wanted to get out there how to grow their business, the message to authors, how that there's a 1,001 ways to market your book. I wanted that message to get out there more strongly than I was fearful of the camera. So I did it, and it was all because my message, my passion, my purpose was stronger than my fear. I didn't let my fear become strong. Many years ago, I had a car accident, so it left me with a lot of fears. PTSD, worried about driving. But I remember being in the car one day, and I wasn't going to drive, and I think at that point I didn't have a car, and my pastor was driving the van with everybody in it, and he says, "I want you to drive," out of the blue, and I'm like, "You want me to drive?" So he says, "Yeah, I want you to drive." And I didn't say anything back, but I said, if I'm ever going to get over it, I'm going to get over it today. And I drove, and I faced my fear head on. Sometimes you need inspiration from someone outside. Sometimes you need motivation from the inside. Either way, you can get over those hurdles. So you have to start facing your fears right in the face and jumping headfirst into it. That's my message for today, okay? I want to share with you that I'm soon going to have overcome people pleasing workshop. Okay, I want to have that for you. And that's a fear in itself, a fear of letting people down, a fear of not making people happy. So we're going to learn to face our fears through overcoming people pleasing behaviors. So I hope to see you there. And if you like the video, I would like you to share it, subscribe, and also please comment below, because I don't know everything. Maybe you have some story. Maybe you have a story you'd like to share along with my story to overcome fear and tell the world. Share it today. I hope that you got something out of today's message. Bye for now.